Oh, hello. That's right. Welcome to the for-profit university. That is Our Reviews Will Kill You, the most pontiferous podcast you've ever pontificated on. We're so thoughtful and brave and stunning. It's amazing, truly amazing. I am the man you may know as Z.
Don't worry, Daddy's home.
And I am joined, as most of the time, as the cake-guzzling, strangely just disturbing human being that is the Noob-Noob.
I like to swallow.
Just cakes or all things.
Cakes, tummy cummies, pretty much anything and everything.
That is terrible.
Delicious.
Yeah, maybe you can notch it down. Can you notch it down a little bit there? Just take it down a notch. One notch?
No, I don't think so.
You can't?
No.
Maybe we'll have to get a new counter for the Noob-Noob. And then there is the man, the legend, the wheels of steel, the power that pushes the podcast forward. Feel that energy. It's that Keebler energy, Scott Keebler.
Yes, here we are once again. It is Friday night. Thank you all for joining us once again. I see a couple of you hit me in the chat. Sam Jr. early as always. Ron Schrader's there. Bootleg Samplers joining us early. Bourbon in hand. Well, you know what, Bootleg? Cheers to that. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We appreciate you being here with us as always.
I have a type of bourbon in my hand.
Yes. Lead poison bourbon.
Lead poisoned bourbon.
Mixed with store brand lime juice.
And why? Only the freshest of squozens for Noob-Noob.
It's called the Costco cocktail.
Is that what both of you guys have? Are you drinking the same thing there, Noobers?
I'm drinking water because I have been banished from alcohol.
No alcohol for him.
Yeah.
It's good. We're all proud of you. We're glad that you can recognize that you have a problem. I hope those meetings are going good for you. Listeners in the chat, thank you for joining us.
I did join a temple. I have converted to Judaism.
And look, there's Z. We can finally see him. He pokes out from behind his little wall of
Friends. Pickle Ricks. And Baby Yoda, Baby Yoda joins us as always. He's here. He's always been here. He's never left. I just didn't have a place to put him or a place to put my Pickle Rick. So my infamous Pickle Rick.
It's just so unfortunate that Z has to buy all his friends. He can't actually find them in real life.
When you live in social isolation, you tend to not have friends, Scott.
And we all are living in complete social isolation all the time.
Oh, why? I just do that naturally. What are you talking about?
Oh, I was told that I had to stay in a cave this year, and now that's what I'm doing still. I'm still living in a cave.
A bear cave?
Do you still
That's
socially
what I was told I
distance,
had to do.
even with friends? Possibly wear masks together in the house and cuddle?
Yes, mine has ears on it and a leash. We'll talk about that later.
Oh
But
my God.
before we get to that, we have some other stories for you to get to. We're all going to get to them tonight. We're going to tell you why James Mardsen is not magic. Umbrella Academy boards the Black Pearl. Mountain Dew has a riddle for you. Deadpool gets to keep teabagging Marvel.
Jeez.
And Lucas wants Luke to drop Baby Yoda. That's a shame. And then, of course, we have outrageous tales. Then we go into some reviews of Cobra Kai and the history of curse words on Netflix. But before we get into that, as always, we're going to do some housekeeping.
Housekeeping, you want me to jerk you off?
What kind of hotel is this?
Everything explodes with Scott.
Yes, everything blows up. That's what we do. So we have a couple videos popped up this week. Z did something special for all of you. I'm very proud. This is his first YouTube video without my help on it. There was
No
some
help. I
news.
took the training wheels off. I did it all by my lonesome.
That's right.
And it was very informative. I tried to be a little silly, but I enjoyed it.
I watched a minute of it.
Yeah, Noob-Noob couldn't even be. He doesn't even know what it's about. Couldn't be
I think
bothered to watch.
Netflix is involved.
Yes.
And then something that was not informative or
Not at all.
The hugest of videos. The best.
It was a big challenge.
or nice in any way. I don't know why I let this even happen, but
Oh, there it
Noob-Noob
is.
did a mouth cake challenge.
Look at it. Look at how glorious I am.
I mean, if any listeners wanted to participate in the mouth cake challenge, we would be happy to post their videos. It's pretty easy to do. All you got to do is bake a cake in your mouth He's got so much heat in that mouth, it boils.
Oh my God, I shook it.
It just boils. But so if you want to see something truly disturbing, you will watch Noob-Noob try the mouth cake challenge.
This is the one case where spitters aren't quitters.
Yes, disturbing it is.
He does his best. What is it? Jared Leto impression in there too.
Yes, yeah. Got my little cake and my cocaine, and
Noob-Noob takes like 20% direction. The rest is all just ridiculous.
Yeah, and it works.
And then who knows what he does after that, because definitely direction is not something that's Noob-Noob's strong suit. Did you have any giveaways this week, Noobers?
No, because nothing is out. The next thing that comes out is Batman Soul of the Dragon, and I'll be giving that away, I think, probably next week.
And he's going to give away WandaVision, which is already out on Disney
Watch
Plus.
it. I give it away right now.
He made WandaVision release, so
what we'll do is we'll give away Noob-Noob's personal password for his Disney Plus, so you can watch WandaVision for free.
We can definitely give away the password I use for Disney Plus. That's fine.
Top tier Patreons will get that. So we already have
top tier Patrons will get first grabs at Noob-Noob's giveaways. So
yeah, absolutely.
We'll talk about that at the end of the episode.
First of all, I hope the audience can convince Noob-Noob. We were going to do a really funny video with his PS5, and he just refused to do it.
Well, now that someone's popped their cherry in my house, I think it's a little safe for you to come inside and film me.
No, I had to have a police escort. No. So, but but maybe he'll give away his PS5. Who knows?
I will not.
And there's still stains on the floor from that. So if that's all we have for housekeeping, why don't we just jump right into things and start off with the news?
Oh, you didn't even ask if I was wearing this Star Trek.
We can't see it.
No one can see it. I'm wearing a Star Trek shirt in protest. But
no, we can't see it because you're hiding. For some reason, you're hiding behind everything in the studio. There we go. Yes, that's the
shirt in protest.
Yes, that's the Enterprise D we see
with the big D. Just waiting. It's a protest shirt.
Well, speaking
not a
of
power to the people.
Speaking of big D's, the first thing that came out this week is James Mardsen was on the Late Show with James Corden, and he was talking about why he turned down a role on Magic Mike.
Yeah, I don't even know why this was like
not hot enough. I
don't know. What was I even thinking? I mean, what was Noob-Noob thinking? I mean, what was Scott thinking when they came up with this story? I don't know. It just popped up, and I was like, I didn't even know where it came from. So thanks for telling us about the James Corden part of it, because no one watches that guy at all.
So why did he turn it down?
He said he was scared.
Well, he was scared. He revealed a fear that he'd be edited out of the movie. And,
why would he be edited out of the movie? What is he talking about?
Like in levels of attraction, he's much less.
In hindsight, he says it was a lack of courage and he should have just done it. Although he does have family and friends that do say they're glad he didn't do that because they didn't want to see him in that role.
Whatever happened to Channing Tatum, by the way? That dude disappeared off the face of the earth. Is he alive?
He is.
Are you sure about
filming Magic Mike 37?
Isn't he still he's still what's his name's bitch from End of the World, right?
I haven't seen that guy. Like, what happened to him? Seriously, he just he disappeared. There was some weird press about him dating that J girl, and then she broke up with that. Who's that girl?
Jenna Dewan?
No, well, that was his wife. No, yeah. He was dating some pop singer named Jay.
Just Jay.
I don't know. I don't keep track
of those name. It's just one letter. It's just one letter name's Jay.
I don't know. I could be totally wrong. I don't know why you're looking at his filmography.
Because he's still alive making movies.
Are you sure about that?
There's a movie called Dog. That sounds.
Dude, he hasn't released a movie in 2 years.
Lost City of D. Oh boy.
He's lost his D.
Is this Channing Tatum or
Channing Tatum?
We don't care about Mardsen. He was pretty
Mardsen.
Okay.
He was in Sonic. He was awesome in Sonic.
Sonic was so not
Sonic
that great.
Was dope. No. Sonic was the highest grossing movie of 2021, I think.
Probably. That is.
Or no, sad. Bad Boys for Life was. This was the highest grossing superhero movie. Because Sonic is a superhero.
Of 2020, the year that no one could go to theaters.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. So I supposedly Channing Tatum. Oh, I remember. We talked about him 2 years ago when we did a story on Channing Tatum. Painting. Yeah, there was a nice ball sack painting of his.
Oh, it was ball sacks.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, it was Channing Tatum's balls. Speaking of balls, this is not a good transition, but Umbrella Academy is a show on Netflix that we watched.
That was
2
terrible.
seasons. They're going into a 3rd season. I'm not really sure. I'm excited about this, but they did come out and announce the cast for the Sparrow Academy.
This seems really stupid.
No,
because
why there's they're the same people.
Yeah, wouldn't if you were thinking about this logically, and maybe I'm not, and I didn't write it, so who knows. But how does it make any sense that the Sparrow Academy has one person, the character Ben, I forget the actor's name, but he's returning as the leader, I guess, of the
he's number 2
Sparrow Academy. He still considers himself the leader for some reason.
He's number 2. He's trying to become number 1 at all costs.
Gotcha. None of the rest of the characters are the same characters. So why would there be one that's the same and then the other 6 of them are not? That makes no sense.
You can see in order there on the screen there. 1 is Marcus. Number 2, of course, is Ben. 3 is Faye. Number 4 there is Alfonso. 5 is Sloan. 6 is Jamie. But the one I find very interesting is number 7, Christopher, who is being played by an existential, dread-inducing Psychronium cube.
And you know what? I suspect, I don't know that they ever released Sparrow Academy, so they're kind of out of material to go off of.
Apparently, and I didn't read that deep into it because I don't care that much about Umbrella Academy, but there is a Sparrow Academy in existence,
Yes.
like a comic book. 1 series maybe happened, but there's not a lot of material for them to work with. So the writers are actually saying, we have carte blanche to do what we need to do with this, and it's our job to make sure that we do it right for our viewers and stuff like that.
Feel like we're forgetting one really positive about this casting news.
Oh, yeah?
Much less screen time for Elliot Page.
Elliot Page.
Elliot Page.
And yes, and all the original Umbrella Academy kids are going to be coming back for 3 as well.
I don't know. I'm just not impressed. I think they're working off of respectable source material, but very thin source material. And they are just, I was not the biggest fan of season 2, so I expected a lot better from them.
I mean, it has Eli Roth's wife in this, so.
That's not Eli Roth's wife?
Yeah, from, she was in Knock Knock.
Knock Knock, yeah. So she's going to get naked in this? No.
She's number 5.
I just don't understand. It doesn't make sense. And if Sparrow Academy came out, I think it came out this year, maybe. I know there's been some. It's very strange because the writer who's the lead singer of My Chemical Romance, I always forget that guy's name, but he releases that. He's
Isn't
a comic
Ben
book writer.
something?
No, but he releases stuff very sporadically. Gerard Way.
Oh,
and it's been 10 years since he released the first Umbrella Academy, which he won a bunch of awards for. And it was 10 years until he released the next thing. It's just been very inconsistent. If you watch a previous episode where we actually review Umbrella Academy, I have a lot more of this information at the tips of my fingers. But once I watched season 2, I stopped caring.
Information is what you're saying.
No, I just don't care anymore because season 2 sucked. So
it was pretty bad.
It just wasn't good.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm very disappointed in that show.
Season 3 will have less Elliot Page though, so that's good. Fuck that dude.
Fuck that dude.
Well, hopefully,
come at me, bro.
Hopefully, we just get more of this character, and that is the. Hold on, I have to read it because I can't remember what the existential dread-inducing Psychronium cube.
It's a mother box.
It's a mother box.
Yeah.
I do think that's interesting to take a character in that direction.
It turns rooms cold and introduces a paralyzing fear.
What?
All right.
Yep, that's.
Is that why it's number
7? And it also serves as a psychologist for all the kids, I guess. I don't effing know. It sounds like a freaking clusterfuck what I was reading there. I don't even know if I'm gonna bother watching it. What a mess that was. But hey, filming begins in Toronto in February. So
did you watch season 2?
I did. I watched season 2 and I was not impressed. Just like I wasn't impressed with season 1.
Yeah,
season 2 was alright.
Yeah, it was just mediocre. At best. Too long. Too many episodes. Blech.
Well, you know what? We're not excited about this, but you know what we can get excited about? Mountain Dew is releasing a new flavor called Riddler's Brew.
Yes, and we're not getting it until 2022.
Well,
that's not fair.
They announced it, they kind of teased it, and then the Batman movie got pushed back, and now they're getting pushed back because this is in honor of the Batman film, which is now 2022. So
the Batman, if it in fact it'll finish.
If it ever, it has to finish.
But I don't know. I think they had big hopes for it. I was going to do a story on that stuff, but there's just a lot of rumors going on, bad ones.
Yeah, it's rumors. There's flavor rumors. There's color rumors. We don't know anything about it, and we're not going to know about it because everything got pushed back further. Because why?
So no taste testing for us.
Because this is an amazing night for us when it comes to news.
Probably going.
Well, you're not going to taste test this?
No, it looks. It's going to be because they had a Batman version of Dark Berry for when The Dark Knight Rises came out, so it's probably going to be the same flavor.
Oh,
you think it's just going to be the same?
Let me point out. We have reached a new record of 9 concurrent viewers.
That's not a new record.
That's not a new record
for tonight. It is. That's our newest record for tonight.
Okay. Random nonsense, Scott.
Just thought that would be fun to point out, guys.
See a flavor of Mountain Dew that's out right now, the greatest flavor of all, Major Melon. It's a nice and pink and fruity and flavorful.
I want to know when this story came up, how we missed this story, because back in November of last year, Mountain Dew released a cookbook.
What?
Yes. Back in November 2020, Mountain Dew released a cookbook featuring a couple hundred recipes featuring their Mountain Dew, including a Mountain Dew cherry pie, which is fruity, flaky, and sweet. It's a trifecta of deliciousness, rated with Mountain Dew Code Red. And then whatever this concoction is, if you can see the screen, it looks like Slimer took a dump on 2 slices of toast.
I'd eat that.
But these are...
You would eat that?
Yeah.
These are recipes in the Mountain Dew cookbook. Is released last year. I don't know how that snuck past us.
I have heard, as a avant-garde chef, I have heard rumors that you could cook with Pepsi and Mountain Dew and things like that.
I mean, I cook with beer all the time. I've used it in recipes and mixes. You use wine in certain recipes. Bootleg saying that the Riddler Mountain Dew is probably their Baja Blast. Although the Baja Blast is a much lighter kind of color, kind of like the slime thing you see on TV right here.
No, Scott, he was saying the Baja Blast is on the screen. That's what they use for that.
Oh, is that what he's saying? That's Baja Blast?
Uh-huh.
Wouldn't the Riddler thing be green because the Riddler's color is green?
That's what's throwing people off, because they said it was like a dark purple or dark blue or something, but the Riddler's green. Wasn't there a different uniform from the Gotham series or something, or is there a new uniform that's happening in the Batman in 22?
He looks like a serial killer. He doesn't really look like the Riddler, like the classic Riddler.
I think it's more of a green accent opposed to mainly green for him.
Yeah, like maybe he'll wear like a green hoodie or something. I don't know.
What we need to do is are you going to buy this cookbook, and we're going to do a Mountain Dew cook-off? And
I'm actually kind of tempted. You can find it on Mountain Dew's website. It's a $30 cookbook, which isn't too bad.
That's expensive. No, that's crazy. Can't you?
It has cocktails.
Steal them offline.
It has cocktails, desserts, entrees, dips. Oh my god!
The big bold book of Mountain Dew recipes. It's not even spelled Mountain Dew. It's like MTN DW.
Cupcakes. Oh my god! Yes.
Maybe that's what we'll just have to do. We'll just have to keep stealing the recipes offline, and then we'll go ahead and try some of these Mountain Dew recipes.
Mountain Dew salsa verde. That sounds interesting.
No. I'd probably make a similar recipe, but without the soda.
I'd use exactly their recipe, just without the Mountain Dew.
Oh no! There's a Mountain Dew grilled cheese sandwich, and that looks like someone just spit up, like a baby spit up on bread.
Terrifying.
I mean, I'd still try it. But.
That's probably what we were looking at a minute ago. Which, that thing just
something different. No,
it was disgusting.
Oh, even worse. Well, you know what's not worse and continues to keep getting better as it goes along? Deadpool 3 was just greenlit, and it's going to be Marvel's first R-rated project.
I mean, that's
in the MCU.
Yeah, it's in the MCU. They said that. I have
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Ryan Reynolds made a pretty funny tweet about it when he said his first mission was to do something, and I totally forget what the joke was. You think
was to bang Blake Lively, and actually he succeeded in that one. So what was his
and
second
he
mission?
Impregnated her several times. So that's not really a thing.
Mission accomplished multiple times.
Ryan Reynolds.
Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds, sure.
There you go. Ryan Reynolds teaser. Now he's announced something on Twitter. I don't. Is this the way that they're gonna bring in? No, that's not it. There's like a tweet. Is there any like? Do you think this is gonna bring in the mutants? Like, I mean, obviously he was part of X-Men and
that's
everything.
what they went with. They said, Colossus was a big part of it, Negasonic Teenage Warhead. But at the end, Deadpool 2, you remember that Colossus was walking away with Deadpool and the other newly formed X Factor. So you could have that going on. This could be a way for them to reintroduce X-Men. And if they reintroduce X-Men into an R-rated universe, I'd actually be excited to see X-Men continue in an R-rated universe. I think that would be a really cool thing to do and save whatever the hell they did with X-Men for the last 20 years.
I don't know. I don't remember Deadpool 2 that much. Like, it was all right. I didn't like the kid. I know Noob-Noob hates the kid who's in it.
The kid was annoying as hell. The rest of the movie was actually really good around that kid if you just ignore the little fireball, whatever the hell he was. But he
was Fireball.
Whatever he was. But the rest of the movie was really good. I actually got a chance to go through Deadpool 1 and 2 recently. Doll, she never saw either of them. I don't know how they both slipped past her, but we got to sit down and watch both of them. She was laughing her ass off, and I was laughing harder because she was enjoying the movie that much. And it was cool to go back and enjoy that one again. And yeah, two held up. I know when it first came out, people were complaining about it, but 2 held up. And I'm excited for 3, especially if it's going to get that, R rating. The script apparently is being overseen by Ryan Reynolds. However, he's very busy right now, so they won't start filming until 2022.
Being a billionaire. Yeah, I remember Deadpool 2. Like, there were things I liked about Deadpool 2, but I didn't.
Not Josh Brolin.
I like Josh Brolin.
Yeah, Josh Brolin was really good.
Not that fat Australian kid.
Yeah.
Fuck that kid.
We were just talking about that kid. You totally missed it.
Yeah, I did, because I blocked him out and his fatness.
Yes. I didn't like how they treated the X-Force. Like, it was too much of a joke. I like that joke, but I thought it was a little too much. Like, it was just dismissive.
The joke was great. It was actually, as I was going through this, I came across an interview with Terry Crews. He was talking about how Ryan Reynolds basically trolled everybody with saying that Terry Crews is going to be in this new movie, and he was in it for 5 seconds. The Brad Pitt cameo was hilarious as well. I think the whole thing, except for that fat kid, was really good.
Yeah, but I just didn't think they treated, like, it's one thing to have a comedy, and then there's another to, I guess, like, disrespect. Like, you basically made a joke out of, potential spinoff, which, I mean, whatever, but it was a little too silly.
They disrespected X-Force.
How could they have X-Force now? They just killed off the entire X-Force. Spoiler alert. How are they going to have an X-Force movie?
You have the new X-Force. The new X-Force was walking away at the end there. You had Cable, not Apocalypse. Why the hell did I say that? Colossus.
Who's not in the X-Force?
Domino. Who cares? They made their new X-Force. Why do the movies have to stay so tight to the comic books?
Because the comic books are better.
Deadpool, Domino, Colossus, Cable. I like that. That's a good, and the Taxi Driver. I like that X-Force. I think that's a great combo.
They're not going to. They can't stop anybody. It's like the weakest X-Force ever.
Between Colossus and Cable, and then Domino, well, that's luck, but whatever. But between Colossus and Cable, you've got 2 powerhouses right there. And then Deadpool's just a killing machine. I mean, how can you say they don't stop anybody?
Colossus was beat up by a girl.
Yeah, Colossus is a bit of a bitch.
He's a little bit of a bitch.
Yeah,
he's like hard to kill, but he's a bit of a bitch.
Yeah, congratulations, you're hard to kill. Magneto turns him into, like, shreds him into, like, little pieces. Like, what's the point?
Couldn't he just, like, collapse his, like, body on himself?
Probably.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's Magneto, and you don't even Magneto destroyed Wolverine at one point too. So, I mean, you don't really go up against Magneto. No one does.
Yeah, he's too powerful. You just imagine Magneto against Iron Man. What would be the point?
There was what was that? There's a YouTube series, the college whatever, where they do like an animated series, and they did where Magneto entered the Avengers universe and just basically wiped them all out.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. They made
he wouldn't be able to beat the Hulk.
No, he did beat the Hulk, and this is from Dorkly, so look it up for yourself.
That was it.
It's a good little sketch. He told the Hulk, he's like, how you're going to beat up an old man who's a Holocaust survivor?
Oh my god.
And then Hulk's like, not touching that one with 10-foot pole.
All right, that's fair.
There you go.
Anyway, writers from Bob's Burgers, Lizzie Molyneux, Logan, and Wendy Molyneux are also writing that script right now. But like I said, they're under the finger of Ryan Reynolds. They're working the script right now. But like I said, it's being overseen by Ryan Reynolds, so I've got some faith in this one. I'm hoping that 3 is going to come out and be amazing. But
I might bet that it's going to get rewritten.
It's possible a few times, but hey, if they don't start filming until 2022, plenty of time to make sure that you do it right. Speaking of doing things right, or doing things wrong for that matter, apparently Lucas is being pressured to drop the Luke and Baby Yoda storyline. I mean, spoiler alert, but I mean, everyone knows at this point, yeah, you watch the end of Mandalorian. Actually, I know a couple people who haven't seen it yet.
Forwarded to us by our resident doctor.
Seems like fake news.
Doc. Well, there is something to this on some level. There's been a ton of rumors going around. Some of it fake, some of it, like we talked a little bit about it, how the Mandalorian, there was fighting amongst the cast, and there's been this or that where Pedro Pascal wanted to leave, which he's saying he didn't.
You are fake news.
They're also saying that there are factions inside of Lucasfilm, but so they're saying there's a Kathleen Kennedy faction. Outrage. And there's a Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau faction. I tend to not agree with that because the press is putting out that Kathleen Kennedy put together the Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau team. She's still clearly going ahead with Patty Jenkins, even though she made a disaster of a movie. So she's going to direct Road Squadron, which is going to be, who the heck knows?
She's just going to hope Chris Pine can look good enough to save it.
Oh my, I don't even know what's going to go on there. They just released the High Council. What the hell is it called? The High
Council. What?
No, they just released a brand new. It's like book and comic book and graphic novel series. It's called the High Republic. I'm sorry, and that is super wokey woke, like crazy woke. And it's not being received very well. But the thing I think about is, people say that they might be trying to push out. Where does that story go anyway?
Oh, sweet Christ.
What?
I just read something. They're trying to push it out because it has the patriarchy, male-dominated narrative. What?
Well, that's the rumor.
So that's the article that was sent over by Doc said there's rumors of immense pressure from within the company to ditch the storyline. And this is where it becomes interesting. The unnamed author claims that an unnamed Lucasfilm employee who is high up the food chain associates Luke with conservatism, the patriarchy, and male-dominated narrative, as Noob-Noob said. But these are coming from unnamed authors and unnamed Lucasfilm's employees and unnamed everything. So the whole story reeks of something.
A butch lesbian who hates men.
Well, here's the other component, which this story does not include into it. And it's hard to speculate, but you have to think, look, Disney is no longer, it's never really been like 100% an American company since like the 1940s. But they also just announced recently that they are doing a Chinese collaboration where they're working with Tencent, which is controlled by the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, and their national literature board or what have you, where they're going to release Star Wars stories that are exclusive to China. They want that China money. And the amusing thing is, I guess I look at this where Marvel had a lot of success in China. Like, that's a huge multi-billion-dollar franchise, and China loves them some MCU. They love it. They
like them some hot people.
Yeah, Noob-Noob and I were talking about this. When they released the new Star Wars movies and you get The Force Awakens, you get a bunch of old fuggos, and the Chinese people are like, we don't want to watch these old fuggos. We don't want to see 89-year-old Harrison Ford. We don't want to see 69-year-old Luke Skywalker and fat Princess Leia, who's old drug addict.
She wasn't that fat.
She was a drug addict. She was cocaine bloated. Let's say that.
Wait, I thought you get like de-bloated by cocaine.
Well,
I don't know.
During the whole cocaine thing, and afterwards is when you get the cocaine.
Well, either way, she was on cocaine and bloated.
and then she floated in space.
I'm just going hard on this one.
You're just digging in deep. Keep going.
Adam Driver, who is just not attractive.
He's a good actor, though. He's a
great actor. Fantastic.
Great actor.
Daisy Ridley, totally mediocre white girl.
Yeah.
Totally
Darren Ridley.
But I mean, I guess you get Poe Dameron and Finn, but
okay, Oscar Isaac's
China doesn't really like black people. Just saying.
Oh my god! So Chinese people are racist. Is what
they did. They shrank his image off of the poster. His image, like if you look at the U.S. poster, it was really big. Like he was one of the co-stars when they sent the poster to China. And John Boyega said this himself. This is not anything I'm making up. He had a very serious conversation with Kathleen Kennedy and the whole crew, because when they took the image to China, they shrunk him down like real tiny. So when you look at the poster, John Boyega is like a little tiny, like they're trying to limit the size of his role of his character. And he even says like his character arc was super weak. Like these are all facts, things that he said, not me. So I just find it like, it's really weird that they're trying to put, I guess they're trying to say like China should love Star Wars as much as they love Marvel, but they made a big mistake. And now they're going to try to partner with China. I don't know. I guess China Disney wants that China money, man. And it's real weird because, I
don't imagine that's going to make money.
I don't see making money. Look at the NBA, man. They censor they won't let the 76ers or the Houston Rockets games air in China because China doesn't like
Doc Rivers.
No, not Doc Rivers. Morey, the general manager.
Oh,
I forget his first name. Daryl Morey. He tweeted about Taiwan.
Okay. Oh, what, free Taiwan or something?
Yeah, or free Hong Kong. I think it was free Hong Kong. Yeah, what are we, Scott? You could stop staring at us. Just because you're not educated, you don't know any of this.
Oh my god.
What's that? I'm sorry, I checked out there for a minute. I mean, you two are just
when it comes to world politics.
Hey, this time it wasn't
interested.
me being racist.
I would just say what John Boyega said. It's not me.
You guys were just chilling in the elevator talking there for a couple minutes. I figured I'd just let you go.
Here's my thoughts though on the China thing. Maybe they shrank John Boyega because they're a little no, don't, let's not do this. Well, I'm gonna go with it anyway. Maybe they shrank him because they know that he's really packing that dick.
Always gotta go there.
Yeah, no, it's factual. They have bigger dicks.
Who's they?
The African Americans.
Oh, okay.
Definitely bigger than me. I'm just that's a compliment. That's definitely a compliment. I would love a black dick.
Oh my God! Can we not talk to him anymore? Now you're letting him railroad everything, Scott. I was making a political statement, and I'm making a size
statement.
Why do you think I made his own screen there? I mean, let's just stop right there and just move on to Orc Tales instead.
Hey, it was.
We're making history. It's now time for some outrageous Orc Tales.
Our first Orc Tale, as usual, comes out of Florida because Florida is an amazing state that has a ton of great stories. But two men accused of grave robbing for heads in religious rituals were arrested down in Tampa.
What?
This sounds like a third world country thing, but unfortunately, in today's times,
it's not. This happened down in the great state, the penis of America, Florida. Edgewood Cemetery of Mount Dora. The two broke into 3 military vets and 1 lifelong Samaritan's graves. They were using the skulls to practice Pleo Mayambi.
Not
skull sex.
Pleo Mayambi.
It's a religious rite or something that they were doing. One of those rituals. A voodoo ritual. Yes, there you go. Thank you for that.
Oh, it is voodoo.
If Noob, have you found the story?
I know I have, yeah.
Are you just going to dead name these guys?
Oh yeah, that Brian Maltalvo Tolentino. Sweet Jesus, man. 39-year-old Juan Borjos Lopez, related to Jennifer Lopez, in case you're wondering. They were arrested in Polk County. Yeah, 4 separate graves and took body parts from each person.
Oh my gosh,
performing sex rituals.
And that's not true. That didn't happen.
Very true.
Allegedly sex rituals.
That's not what happened.
They took bath salts and had sex with their families.
That also did not happen. They said the spirits led them to the graves of these heroes And in the backyard of one of the guys, in his shed, they built a shrine with 7 skulls. 2 of the skulls are plaster replicas. 1 of the skulls they're still trying to identify. But what led the police to finding them was the fact that while they were robbing these graves, they were doing other rituals that were supposed to ward off the spirits, including smoking cigars and spitting rum around.
These dummies left the cigars there so they could test their DNA. Are they really?
Of course, the DNA was traceable through that. And of course, the DNA was on record because the one guy has records of bank robbery, cocaine possession, and grand theft.
So what were they were charged with?
4 counts of disturbing contents of a grave and abuse of a dead body, and then 1 count of disturbing contents of a grave.
Oh boy.
The interesting thing, the other guy who did not have the record was a police officer in Puerto Rico, but now here he runs a karate dojo and a daycare. That's
Is he going to challenge Cobra Kai and start Voodoo 5?
So your karate dojo master and the guy who's watching your children is robbing graves. And also, he's quoted to say he complained of difficulty of getting human remains in the United States and says that cemeteries are shopping centers. That guy runs a daycare.
Yes. Is that Juan Borjos? Is that him?
That was the other guy, the guy who wasn't the bank robber.
Oh, okay. Because Juan Borjos was also charged with buying, selling, and trafficking dead bodies.
Oh, wow.
So that's tight.
That's a lot of body parts.
Is that necrophilia? That's the sex with the dead people.
Necrophilia.
That dude's into that for sure.
Unless they were just using them for, I don't know.
Actually, they were using them from rituals. They were making shrines.
Curses.
They were performing rituals. They were keeping souls away, spirits away. They said it was spirits that led them to the graves. They were looking for graves of heroes. That's why they went after vets and somebody who just spent her whole life taking care of people. So they specifically targeted those people. That's interesting. They target them. They target them because of their history, and they were looking for heroes, is what they said.
What would they do to Noob-Noob's grave?
Oh my god!
I think the only thing any of us would want to do to it and just light it on fire, just in case a zombie apocalypse happened. We don't want any chances of a zombie Noob-Noob walking around. It's already bad enough as it is. And
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say something I normally wouldn't say, but I'd be afraid that he'd bite your dick.
Oh my god!
I would, but of course, because we already know his teeth are already in horrible shape while he's alive. Zombie Noob-Noob, of course, would only have gums, so it just be
to keep him away from it. Then
oh my god, I would love to gum a nice sausage. Delicious.
No,
yeah. So that was weird. What isn't so weird is actually pretty impressive. Is snakes have learned how to become lassos.
You gotta love the animal kingdom.
Snake lassos.
They are so adaptive.
Snake lassos.
Are you afraid? I know we've been talking about these scary animals over time. We weren't that afraid of murder hornets. We were afraid of, what were we afraid of? I forget the other animals.
Murder rat carnivore rats or cannibal rats.
Oh, cannibal rats. Yeah.
Well, now we have lasso. Now we have lasso snakes
in Guam.
This is a brown tree snake. Scientists were trying to build.
Is that a real image?
This is real. This is absolutely real. So here's what it is. This video here is a brown tree snake. Scientists were trying to build birds' nests that the snakes couldn't climb. Turns out they were wrong. This brown tree snake tied itself around the pole, making a lasso to climb the smooth pole, and was actually able to still kill a few birds.
Just taking out them birds.
So, but while I was doing research on this one, I found another very cool one. This is also in Paradise. Jay Bird just opened the chat, and he's saying chip.
We're working on it. We promise.
We're working on it, bud. But while I was doing this for the climbing, I found the Paradise tree snakes. Paradise is the name of the town. I believe it's down south somewhere, probably Florida, because why not? But
why not?
The flying snakes, where these sons of bitches stretch their body out and slither through the air to glide up to 25 meters at a time.
Well, that's hot.
Do they use Astroglide or they just glide through the air?
Majestic snake.
It just flattens itself out and just flies. What are you more afraid of, flying snakes or lasso snakes?
I
Probably
believe flying
Really?
snakes, at least with lasso snakes. Like with lasso snakes, you just look down and make sure they're not climbing a pole below you, since we all live on poles. But with the flying snakes, these things are going to dive bomb you from the air. I definitely am more afraid of the flying snake.
And the other ones are in Guam, and these are in Florida. So I guess I'm going to say flying snakes it is. Are you
Flying
more afraid
snakes.
of flying snakes or murder hornets?
Flying snakes.
Flying snakes.
Yeah.
And then flying snakes versus cannibal rats.
Flying snakes.
Really, I'm going to go with the rats because
I'm gonna go back to the murder hornet and stick with that, because even the flying snakes are just tree snakes, which are non-venomous and not dangerous to humans. Where like a nest of murder hornets will kill a human,
rats will kill you.
and rats will kill you, but usually like they'll just wait until you're already dead.
Or a flying snake could literally just choke you out. They could grab your throat and just start asphyxiating you.
What if the rats bring the bubonic plague? Although technically, the bubonic plague was brought by the fleas on the rats, not the actual rats themselves.
Nobody
so don't
cares
blame
about
the
your
rats.
history lessons.
Some-
History is irrelevant. It's
history
irrelevant.
is-
Never
history is
repeats
important.
itself.
Yeah, obviously, never ever repeats itself. Didn't
All
we have a whole
history has
discourse?
is racist.
We had a whole discourse on. Oh, listen, I'm not going to get into it.
Bootleg's is waiting for the Cobra Commander, and Ron Schneider has admitted that he is afraid of spiders.
Oh my gosh! I saw a story about big spiders eating frogs and birds, but I left that one alone.
That's fucking
So,
horrifying.
It's a big. I forget the name of the spider. Just
Tarantula.
no, it's not tarantula.
No,
You could look
it's-
up like bird. There is a bird-eating tarantula. I think it's literally
wasn't that one of those the camel spiders or whatever?
could be a camel
Could be.
spider. That sounds familiar.
Big.
We'll keep the animals
Yeah.
scares
Too much
to a
effort to
minimum
Google.
today. You know, we like to bring the animal noise, so
Well,
we can
let's
move on.
let's bring some more animals to it, because up in Canada, you're allowed. So Quebec, also hit by the pandemic, they instituted a curfew until 8 p.m. But
Oh, I remember
there's-
this story
after
now.
8 p.m. But they have a addendum to that. They allow dog walking within 1 kilometer of your home after 8 p.m., allowing you to go ahead and walk your dog. I guess they weren't very specific, or someone tried to take advantage of it when a lady took her dog for a walk, which her dog turned out to be her husband.
Oh my God. What?
I mean, that's a pretty short dress she's got on there.
That's somebody's kink. Scott?
That's definitely was a kink. I think that's kind of what this led into, or it was just an excuse to go out and like. I mean, there is kind of like the world where they
Oh, Jesus.
What is
do
that?
treat their others as. I mean, there's the horse kink, there's dog.
What
kinks,
about the
there's
king of
animal
the
kink,
furries
there's
over here?
Scott, can you still fit into
Pet
that?
kinks.
That's
Noob is a unicorn kink. I mean, we've talked about this before. Noob will dress like a unicorn and let people ride him.
All night long.
But
This-
even though she said she was walking her dog, aka her husband, the police still fined them $1,500 each.
Is that in Canadian money?
I don't know. I just saw
I'm gonna assume
$1,500
it's Canadian money.
dollars.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for Mr. Nipples, Vaginas, Titties to pop out in the background Scott, and start explaining the kink levels of this.
Scott's going to bring out the kink expert and give us a whole lecture.
Instead, we're just going to go ahead and we got a dog here, Noob-Noob, since we're talking about it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, he's a person. I don't care.
It's been a long time.
You can
been a
shoot
while,
him.
but
It's
Noob,
Canadian dog.
That's
So.
fine.
a shame.
You can shoot that dog.
Oh, what the hell?
Shoot that Canadian dog.
Yeah.
Take him down.
It's down. It's dead. It's dead. It happened quickly. But yeah, so that was an interesting one. Of course, Twitter world jumped all over it. They thought it was funny as hell. But no word from the BDSM community.
No comment. No comment.
No comments.
Well.
But hey, I guess the police weren't respectful of their lifestyle choice. So
So you're gonna go? Are you gonna go from dogs to the top predator of all time?
Oh my God, me?
I am. And
The
apparently
the
the top
human
predator
predator?
of all time is Armie Hammer.
Oh,
Armie
he's
Hammer.
dropping the hammer.
This might be the most outrageous story we've ever covered. I don't know. There's much debate.
It's pretty hot though.
There's much debate here.
This is real
See,
hot.
there are a few different takes here. Some of us are like, that's a hot sexual kink, not I. Others of us are like, He's a straight up cannibal.
I think there's a line that you cross.
Oh no, hold on. There's
And I do believe that this line
is great.
I do believe that this line has absolutely been crossed. First off, some quick background. This is coming from a random Instagram page. No one knows exactly who it is, but they're showing screenshots of Armie Hammer direct messages.
DMs. Slid in the DMs.
With his ex being Courtney Vakuchovich, as we see here. Gorgeous girl. And a very nice sunset behind her, but I'm not looking at the sunset. That's for damn sure.
I thought you were looking at her figure and deciding which parts of her were tasty, Scott.
Well, if we were listening to Armie, it would be a rib. But when you're looking here, we have an image on the screen of a letter he left for her. Said, "I'm going to bite the F out of you." Signed,
he left a message for her.
That's hot.
He left a message for her.
By the way, Armie Hammer, for those of you who don't know, is a very low-level star, right? He was the star of
he was
Lone
once
Ranger.
cast as Batman, and
that got killed though.
Yeah.
He was the star of the Lone Ranger, which flopped.
yes,
He played the Winklevoss twins in the Facebook movie, The Social Network. He played both twins, and he was also in The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
with Henry Cavill,
Yes, which clearly has a much bigger star.
the less
than
hotter and less British.
I guess so. I mean, I thought The Man from U.N.C.L.E. was a fantastic movie, but I couldn't point out Armie Hammer from a hole in the wall. I wouldn't know.
Generic white guy.
Yep. Some of the message he sent to her, you just live to obey and be my slave. I will own you. That is my soul, my brain, my spirit, my body. He's a poet. Would you come and be my property till you die? And then, of course, he goes a little further and says, if I wanted to cut off one of your toes and keep it with me in my pocket, so I always had a piece of you in my possession.
Is this his girlfriend or is this someone different?
There's 3 different girls now who've come out and said this. I think 2 or 3.
They were all like relationships, or he's just like messaging people?
It's hard to say because he just broke up with his wife of 10 years, so nobody's really knowing what's going on. There are rumors. So the big thing is, why is this possibly true? And Scott hasn't even read the worst of it yet. Like, it gets much more graphic than this.
Oh, no. Shall we continue on to the next one?
Well, let me just explain first.
Not there. Go ahead.
Let me explain that he has disavowed this. So these are all allegedly. He says they're all BS, but he has in fact dropped out of or been kicked out of the new Jennifer Lopez movie, Call Me by Your Name. He was supposed to be the lead in that. That is no longer happening. So clearly something's going on here.
Let's say this. He said that he stepped away from that Lopez rom-com because he couldn't leave his children while this bullshit claims are being spurred online.
He doesn't have custody of his children.
The kids, by the way, who are all staying with his ex-wife, Elizabeth Chambers.
Correct. He does not have custody of them.
Yeah, let's read into that one a little bit. It's a
little bullshit, right?
I can't leave my kids who I don't have custody of. So let's check out the next one here because this is just fun.
Oh my god.
We're not sure what was going on, but he's talking about how hard he is, and it makes him confused. But it makes him so hard thinking of holding your heart in my hand and controlling it when it beats. I am 100% a cannibal. I want to eat you.
I want to eat you.
That's scary to admit. I've never admitted that before. But I've cut the heart out of living animals before and have eaten it while they were still warm.
I've cut the heart out of living animal before and eat. This is like one of those things where it's like, it's so outrageous, it's probably true. Because you couldn't just make this up. It's one thing to accuse him of like infidelity or being like a sex pervert. It's a whole new level to accuse someone of being a cannibal. Like, this dude's straight up a cannibal.
Maybe he was just trolling.
Apparently.
Look, I'll admit, you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. You want to make them innocent until proven guilty. But what we're hearing from Vukovic is that he's manipulative and gaslighting. He was grooming women for darker and heavier mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially stress on them. He would then turn obsessive, and he made her pay for everything. She was putting gas in his truck because he needed the money. So it sounds like he's a danger dom. It sounds like he's just a guy who's manipulating women and beating them down into nothing so then he can take over their lives and just overpower them completely and become like their new owners.
Should we just ignore? We should just ignore what you said there.
like
We don't want to go there.
no.
Okay. I am hearing from the grapevine in all of my fantastic news sources and my spies out there, my celebrity network, that it's actually he has a pretty like. Of course, they're going to go to this drug and alcohol problem as opposed to being a straight up cannibal. I'd love to.
Armie, if you want to take a bite out of me, just come on down.
I'm 100% cannibal.
There was, I mean, and she did mention that stuff as well. That there were times that he was so drunk and she wasn't, that she was actually fearful for her life and stuff like that. So
that he would eat her. I mean, it's one thing to be afraid for your life
because someone's
it's
drunk.
Another to be afraid that they're going to eat you.
Here's a question.
Go ahead.
Would you rather be raped or eaten?
I have one more page here from him, and I'm going to go
Let's
ahead
keep going.
and I'm going to read this in a different voice to see if this feels more normal. Let's see if this feels right.
But I want to talk. The same way you are on one side of the slave spectrum. I'm on the other side, on the master spectrum, and I can't imagine another slave.
He actually literally probably had women that he considered slaves at this point. That's kind of like the rumor going on.
I feel like I was back in the 1800s.
You
What-
mean
keep
he was a
going.
member of Nixam? Yes, please
I guess.
continue.
I'm
Go deep
mine,
south next time.
and I'm yours, and no matter what happens, we've tested the extremes. I'm your master.
What?
Yeah.
Where's the eating part? I don't care about master slave BS.
Yeah,
That's
maybe,
not
I
a
should,
thing.
maybe I should have done the other one. Hold on. Maybe this sounds better.
So hard right now, thinking of holding your heart in my hand and controlling it when it beats.
You didn't read the cannibal part. What's
Oh my
wrong
God,
with you?
suck.
I don't have the cannibal part. Where
Where is it? I don't have that one. Find me the cannibal part and I'll read that, damn it.
It's the very next line. It said,
Oh.
I am 100% cannibal.
Oh,
Just-
okay.
Where is it?
Nope.
Hold on.
Nope.
I'm not seeing it.
Jesus.
I want to hear Scott.
Nope.
Go ahead.
Oh, there it
just
is, sorry.
read the 3 lines. Yeah.
so hard, thinking of holding your heart in my hand and controlling it when it beats. I am 100% a cannibal. I want to eat you. Fuck. That's scary to admit.
Okay.
All right.
I think there's more, but they haven't actually. Well, I don't know. Maybe you couldn't find the R-rated version. I heard there's more.
It's all over the place. Stuff's being redacted. There's also like the Instagram account that a lot of this stuff's being thrown out on. Whoever
delete
runs the
it.
Instagram is putting it up in stories, and in stories you can't do screenshots and shit like that. This thing is all over the place. I don't even know how to make heads or tails of this because it really is all over the effing place.
Okay, so real talk here.
Real
Is
talk.
Armie Hammer a cannibal? Yes or no? Noob-Noob.
I mean, sure. Probably. He's a closeted cannibal.
Is there like on a scale of 1 to he's going to eat people?
Like if the opportunity presented itself and the person gave consent, would he take a nibble? Probably. Would he
Okay.
go like rapey cannibal and just start like taking forceful nibbles? I don't think so.
We could go real into detail on this because Scott and I had a conversation about the German Craigslist cannibal.
Yes.
Master Butcher,
Actually,
if you wanna
Noob-Noob,
look it up.
look this up real
Germany.
fast. It's the Craigslist cannibal. I believe, what was it, 2006 or 11?
I don't. I know the
Yeah.
case fairly well, but I don't remember like all the details because it was not in America.
But
Yeah,
but
there you go.
the guy,
News.
Yeah, that's him.
yes,
Oh, he
Noob,
looks
Noob, Noob,
so
take a look through this, and if you can, let us know what the guy was actually charged with because that's the funny part.
I don't know if I can actually.
He can't read that fast. I don't know if you can even pull a picture of this guy. If you get a chance, just look up the Craigslist cannibal, also known in Germany as the Master Butcher.
He was convicted of manslaughter, sentenced to 8 years and 6 months. So it was manslaughter. He was tried with.
No,
Yeah.
no, he was convicted of love cannibalism.
Love
Because he
cannibalism.
killed for sexual gratification, motive proved by having videotaped the crime. Okay.
Yeah, they videotaped 4 hours of him eating this guy, or just like killing him. I don't know. The whole thing.
To
was
find
pretty
the guy,
terrible.
first off, to find the guy, so the guy went onto this website. Apparently, there's cannibal websites where you can post up and put yourself up there for, eating purposes, where the guy put on the website a chance to meet and
There's a
possibly
name for
eat
this
me.
too. There is a name for it where you want to be eaten by someone or be
Yes.
involved in eaten.
And
It's
then-
like Astro Ferry or something.
Yeah, and then they met and they had sex, and then after they had sex, they cut off the guy's penis, and then they shared his penis.
Well,
They-
first,
they both ate.
this
his
is very
penis.
graphic, but he asked him to bite it off first. And when he
Uh,
couldn't bite it off because that was just not possible because that's not what human
That seems
teeth are
painful.
for, they used a knife.
oh no.
And then they decided they tried to eat it raw.
oh no.
They said it was too chewy.
Nope.
And then they decided to cook it
Please
up with a
stop.
little. They tried to saute it up, and
Soy
then
sauce?
they
Did they go soy
genuinely
sauce? That would
no,
make
they
it
did not. I
kinda
think they
good.
went a little wine.
Oh my god.
And
Actually, that would
then-
probably be one of those. That'd be probably one of those things you want to cook in Mountain Dew.
There you go. And then I'm pretty sure that he went in the tub and bled to death.
From your kid, you.
No,
could you
I
try?
think he went.
No,
he
he
went in the tub, but didn't he go in the
Oh,
tub?
he-
Didn't they like feed him like wine and sleeping pills, and then he stabbed the fuck
He
out
took
of him?
that first. He took that first.
Yeah.
Wire.
And then,
No,
and then he stabbed the
he,
fuck out of him.
Please stop.
No, he waited. He spent a few hours like reading and waiting for him to bleed to death, and then he stabbed him in the throat to like put
Oh.
him out of his misery. And then he ate a whole like 40 pounds of them. I think.
So the guy.
They said it was
agreed to-
kilos, so I couldn't really. I had to have to translate from kilos, but it ended up being like 44 pounds.
The guy agreed to be killed.
Yes, he did. There was supposedly consent, and I think that's probably why why they filmed it. I don't know, man. This is going down a dark.
I think that was
dark
why they filmed it, was because of consent, and that was like a lot of the lawsuit was like, well, the guy gave consent, well, he still killed somebody, and so it
Yeah,
was-
you're not allowed to do that regardless of consent.
I guess that's why it was manslaughter.
Not to mention he was intoxicated because he took like a whole thing of sleeping pills and alcohol.
Oh boy.
Just freaky. Yeah.
Okay.
it
Let's,
it was definitely was a very interesting story.
We don't. I don't think we need to talk
I
about
served
that
him up
anymore.
with fava beans. Fava beans.
Think-
But
Good.
anyway, Armie Hammer likes to eat his girlfriends. That's pretty much where we're going with that. And now
Well, he
that
did
we've
eat his
gotten,
wife for 10 years, so
did
maybe
eat his-
he's not a cannibal.
actually, there was an interview he did years ago that he went off on, like, there's certain things that after your wife with so many years, you can't choke her and pull her hair because you don't respect her after you do that, something like that. You can't do that anymore because you love her too much. And then after that interview, he says, "Oh, I was drunk during that interview." So it's, I don't know. There's, like I said, there's so much around this story that I just don't even know what
I
direction
think
to
he
go with.
seems unstable, and I doubt you're going to see him as a leading man ever again.
Yeah, I think at this point, I mean, you're allowed to explore your sexuality, but you gotta
No, you're not.
stop. Yeah, you are. You should be allowed. You can't be a prude like Z who stays in the closet all his life and won't exit, or like Noob-Noob who just masturbates in said closet and won't exit it either. You have to be allowed to explore, but at some point when it becomes a murderous,
Now, you have to stop naming
Thing,
things, and
you
then
kinda
you
have to
get to just tell people, I like feet,
kind of have to stop. And speaking
or
of
I want to be in
stopping-
a cage.
Speaking of stopping, why don't we stop with the Orc Tales and move on to reviews instead?
Oh,
Sure.
Let's review.
Reviews! Oh, there's something in my throat. That hurt a lot. God damn. My sound is.
My shiny metal ass.
Oh, yes.
And our first review is I think this is a Netflix series, right? It's Cobra
Yes.
Kai.
Started
The
as a
best.
YouTube series.
YouTube Red.
and then got picked up by Netflix and is now currently their number one show. From what I saw in the
No,
reviews,
Bridgerton is right now their number one show.
Bridgerton and The Queen's Gambit did really well, but it's a really big hit. Something like 45 million views. So it's pretty good.
It's awesome.
No, I mean the views are pretty good.
Yeah.
The show itself is excelente. It's getting a little. I don't know how much further they can go with it, but it is excelente, and I hope everybody had enough time to watch this. We'll spoil it a little.
I mean,
I
I
didn't watch
binged it in a day, so
I didn't watch it at all. Actually, I got no problem saying that I watched Karate Kid when I was a kid. Okay, whatever. And I wasn't. I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. I didn't fall for it like a lot of people did, and I had zero interest in Cobra Kai when it came out, and I never watched it. I never got into it. I didn't watch one episode, and I still don't know anything about it. And every time someone tells me to watch it, I get that much further away from it.
Well, it's because you are a contrarian and you don't enjoy things that are good for you and good. So you keep not watching good things.
It's really hard to not enjoy this.
You don't even have to have seen the original movie to get it, because they put in like cutscenes from the original movie to kind of explain things. What is this, season 3?
Yeah, by season 3, just through cutscenes, you've probably watched like at least 25% of the original movies.
Oh, so you never even need to watch the original movies. Just watch this, and you've got it covered.
They explain it good enough.
Yeah.
They give you an idea of what's going on. I mean, the plot of Karate Kid's not that complicated.
Yeah.
The plot of this isn't that complicated. It's a good time watch, and it subverts expectations, but in a good way. And when you talk about like full of nostalgia type stuff, this is like pretty good nostalgia.
Jay Bird just threw the hammer down, apparently. Apparently, whatever I just said did not sit with him properly. He says, I now have to eat 2 chips for that comment.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
You
You're
should.
the only human being that doesn't want to watch Cobra Kai.
Yeah, seriously. There's no reason to not
That's
watch
not
it.
true. That's not true. I had conversations today with other people who have no interest in watching Cobra Kai.
What were they, cannibals that just want to have sex with Armie Hammer? Like what
Yeah.
kind
I'm
of
not
people?
talking about what we were doing at the time. There may have been food involved. Their name was Jared, but I don't want to say who it was.
Oh my
The food,
god!
the food was named Jared. That was
Oh, okay.
The
It
food
was.
was
just to clarify.
I will say
Subway.
I had
We
zero.
were eating Jared.
You were eating Jared. I would like to. I would say I had zero interest in it because like the Karate Kid was just like whatever, a movie to me. I don't have any special place in my heart for it. Like it's not like anything to me. And it's good. It's just well written. It's got a good take. It's fun. It's definitely like distractionist TV where it also is very intriguing in the way that it paints the characters in a light that you didn't see, you know, where you think everything's very black and white, like good guys or bad guys, but everything in here is very gray. There's a lot of nuance to the characters, which you never saw before.
It's also hilarious how many times like a friendship
God.
and like a rivalry can flip
They
flop.
just flip flop.
Sometimes like 4 times in an episode.
There's like 18 dojos you can go to, and each one of them will train. There's a T-shirt now. I'm sure that I'm gonna have to get because it's pretty dope.
What do you mean?
The newest dojo.
Oh,
You're gonna
something
say-
eagle.
It's Eagle Fang.
Eagle Fang. Yes.
Yeah. It's an
Eagle
awesome
fangs. Wait,
T-shirt.
Eagles don't have fangs.
That's part of the
don't
joke.
Think about it.
Don't think
Wait.
about it. Just accept it.
Wait. They're calling it Eagle Fang.
Scott could be
Yes.
the kid wearing them. Everybody's like, I think this
Is-
shirt's too small.
Yes, that would be you, Scott. There's
Is,
actually a Scott character in this.
Is there gonna be another dojo called Snake Leg?
It matches the characters. Like if you get the characters, it's pretty good. It's what does the Rotten Tomatoes say about it?
Well, the actual site Rotten Tomatoes apparently isn't working right now. But on Google, the overall Rotten Tomatoes is 93%. IMDb
Tasty.
8.7. TV.com 8.6. So pretty much everyone likes it.
Google users have it at 97% like the show.
Yeah.
That's pretty high. And even IMDb, which is pretty harsh on things, has it at a 8.7. That's really high.
Yeah, everybody likes it. 4.9 out of 5.
It is
on
the best
Google reviews.
YouTube Red show ever. That is for sure. Because there hasn't been any other
I think
YouTube.
there was only one YouTube Red.
So you said this started on YouTube and is now on Netflix, correct?
Correct.
Does
yes.
that mean that the season 1 or whatever it was that started on Netflix is now, or over on YouTube is now on Netflix? Like
Correct.
you can go back and watch
Everything
all
was
of
on-
them.
yeah.
It's 100% owned by Netflix now. There's a rumor that they're going to go for 4 more seasons or something.
They're already filming season 4, or season 4 is greenlit for sure.
Yeah, for sure. It's a nice sort of wholesome show that you could watch if you ever had a family, Scott. You could watch it with those people. Now, if you're just talking about the corpses that you line up in your house, they might not like it, but
No, but I mean they are good company, and the reason they're good company is because they don't talk, and that's
do you
what I
put
appreciate
mirrors
about
in
them.
their eye sockets?
And there's also like a standing joke that every season finale has grandiose, absolutely ridiculous karate
fight.
battle royale.
There's just amazing karate. Like it's cheesy and ridiculous and heartfelt and cheesy, and it's just full of goodness. And It's not like Game of Thrones where people are like, it's so complex, you should watch it. It's like really good escapism TV.
And you can just check your brain at the door. You don't have to study into it. You don't have to know the background or.
No, they catch it really easy. It's just fun. That's all. It's
TV.
fun.
That's good TV. I can appreciate that, but I still am not going to watch this.
Well, that's because you're a contrarian. You should just watch it. Try one episode, see if you like it. That's all. If you don't laugh at the Johnny Lawrence character,
Johnny Lawrence is great.
He is that guy. I don't know what he's been acting in, but I hope this revives his career. He is hysterical. He says the most inappropriate things ever.
You could tell that when it was on YouTube, that dude had much more freedom to just kind of say shit because YouTube probably didn't give a shit.
Yeah, Netflix seems to have curbed him. He doesn't. He gets yelled at every time he says like the most inappropriate stuff.
Yes. Like
imagine like a douchebag from the 80s saying same douchebaggy stuff from the 80s today. You'd be like, that's kind of what it is. It's pretty awesome.
In your face.
Speaking of dirty words and things like that.
Yeah, speaking of dirty words, we're going to talk about some dirty words with Nick Cage in the history of curse words.
If only this really had primarily just Nick Cage.
Nick Cage is awesome in this. I thought it was great. I thought it was great that Nick Cage was in this, and then when he showed up, I thought it was even better. He's a fantastic host for this.
I just thought the show was a really bad version of VH1's Best Week Ever. It just wasn't that interesting. The comedians were terrible. Not funny at all.
They definitely did drop the ball on the comedians. They had Sarah Silverman, of course, Jim Jeffries.
Didn't say one funny thing, and I do think she's funny.
She is funny, but they didn't utilize her well enough. Jim Jeffries also, they didn't utilize him properly. They could have used him a lot better.
Nikki Glaser,
funny things.
Girl, let's have a conversation, girl. Nikki Glaser, girl. Don't be wearing clothes from the 90s. She had like her one shoulder exposed. And it's just so 90s. It made her look so much older than she needed to. Girl, you can't win hearts that way.
None of them were funny.
She was like, oh, I'm a pretty girl, and it's funny to say the F word. Like, ha, 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 ha.
She's not that pretty.
She's all right. And she's a nose piercing now. Come on, sweetheart. You're like 40 years old. Enough with the nose piercings.
She's got her own podcast going as well that she's still trying to be like, controversial and stuff like that. She's doing things with Whitney Cummings, I think it is.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like this whole weird scent of desperation from the two of them. I don't know.
But the show itself, everything Nick Cage did on it was hilarious. The background and the research they did, I think, was kind of faulty because
I'm a big etymology person. I very much like colloquialisms and I study the origins of words, and I found this to be either inaccurate or like lazy. Like, what were they doing?
Let me ask you. So the first episode was fuck, and they went into the history of it, and I always heard the history of fuck was the one war where it was pluck because it was the archers, and when one faction captured the other faction, they would cut off their two fingers or this finger because that was the one that you used to draw a bow. So when the faction that was getting their fingers cut off would get in their face and they'd be like, we can still pluck you, that's what that turned into. They'd hold their middle fingers, they say, pluck you, we can still pluck you, and that's where fuck you came from. And that's the etymology of fuck that I heard. They did not go into that at all. They went into another random etymology that also I'd never heard of.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard that one, but I would say that they cared less about that than just saying the word and the controversy of saying it. And then the whole thing about like different uses. I was like, I don't care. Like, I know what the word's used for. You don't have to tell me what the word's used for. I've heard it every which way, shape, or like. It doesn't
apparently,
matter.
if you say curse words, it helps you have your hands in water longer.
Well, that's like 5 minutes doing that. Like, what was that? Like, come on.
That's been proven though. That's not any new news. I'd like to see if they did a season 2 on this where they got into like deeper curse words. I think if you're gonna have Jim Jeffries on your show, you have to have an entire episode around the word cunt. I think that would actually be a funny ass show. They Didn't even go like they picked bitch. Bitch was the one that they chose to go with.
Bitch was the worst episode ever. It just had a bunch of liberal dipshits whining about the word bitch. I'm like, please shut your mouth.
Yeah, they're okay with the F word and every other word, but when it came to bitch, they're like
because that was offensive to the demographic. So what they did fuck, shit, crap. No, crap was part of the shit episode. So they did fuck, shit, bitch. What else? There was.
I also think I couldn't get past 2 episodes.
Fuck,
I gave up on it.
Shit, bitch. I don't even remember. Dick was one.
Yeah, Dick was one.
And this show sucked. I stopped.
You know what? Now that we're talking about it, I think I like Nick Cage a little too much in this. He made the show good, and everything else about the show.
He's the only good part of it.
That's exactly.
They also
what it was.
disrespected, in my mind, they disrespected Samuel L. Jackson to make. What's his name? Jonah Hill
was the one who said the most fucks.
Are you kidding me? Samuel L. Jackson was making it cool when it was still controversial.
But
Jonah Hill was doing it when it was in every single movie ever.
Yeah, but
Samuel
what
L.
they
Jackson
did
was making it like cool and legitimate.
They did say Samuel L. Jackson was the one that originated it, but they were saying that Jonah Hill has the most in movies.
That's just but to acknowledge him as some sort of talent is just
he won
worthless.
an Academy Award
For what?
Damn. Okay. Yes. Damn was another one of the curse words. Thank you, Liz.
Oh,
yeah.
damn. Fuck, who gives a shit about damn?
Who gives a shit about damn? Who gives a damn about damn?
Damn is a thing that blocks rivers as far as
and
I'm
then
concerned.
the one thing that's funny
and pussy. Pussy was the other one.
Oh, pussy. Also stupid.
Actually, you know what? I thought I liked this show. You know what? After talking to you for 20 seconds, I hate this show.
It felt like I felt like Nicolas Cage was like way over the top, which was what I expected, and it seemed like he enjoyed it and he was trying to have fun with it. And then they added a bunch of they literally copied Best Week Ever, which is like from 15 years ago, where you'd have comedians making commentary over top of like whatever the subject is, and they just literally had nothing funny to say. Nikki Glazer's like, F makes everything funnier. Like, sweetheart, it doesn't. Like, it's just not, there's power to words, and they're like trying to take the power away from the words. I felt I did like
hold on, let it go.
Who's wrong? Not me. I'm not wrong.
I don't know. The show's wrong.
The show's wrong.
That was Nikki Glazer. That was towards Nikki Glazer.
Okay.
Oh.
I did like where he did the sugar honey iced tea thing.
Oh.
He's so
that was
over
a
the
great
top. He's
intro.
over the top. Yeah. And that's where I feel like he tried really hard, and I really like Nicolas Cage. So this is as no fault of his. And the people, I used to work for Webster's Dictionary. Guess what Webster's Dictionary doesn't have in it? Colloquialisms. It doesn't have curse words in it. They just recently started adding like catchy words like that's so fetch. Like, get out of here with your nonsense. You guys don't really study words. There's a much better show on the History Channel that did the etymology of words. I like old-timey terms like brass tacks or we've got you over a barrel. Like I enjoy those old Americana sayings, and I felt there was a show that did a much better job on those type of things.
There was one funny section where they took like some translated words from some translated curses from other languages, and like the German one was like, I hope that a flea lands on your dick and sucks out your brain or some weird shit like that. And like that's what it translated to.
Dude, they didn't even go through all the Yiddish curses.
Yeah, there were some moments. I think if they had just Nick Cage just the whole time, if they had no other comedians and only Nick Cage and then maybe some animations to flop to, I think this would be a much better show. But
their stories did I don't know. It didn't add up to a good show to me. So sorry Netflix. I cannot recommend that show to people. I mean, look, give it one shot if you like it.
Or just watch the first 2 episodes.
Watch the first 2 episodes. If you like it, keep going. If you don't,
no. Was
don't
there
any
IMDb on it or?
Rotten Tomatoes is 73%. IGN rated it a 7 out of 10. IMDb is 6.5 out of 10.
Make you defecate.
I don't. I mean, Nick Cage is the only good part. So
It is a good. It's easy to binge. Each episode's 20 minutes long. It does get a little wokey woke, and I mean that's fine. I understand that like F the police is important.
Oh, that's right. They did that.
But they had to like. That's not the point of the show. Like, that's you know what I mean. I don't know. I just thought it was weird to like add in all this other like you're supposed to find out about the origin of the word. And then they're just like having dumb comedians talk and then explaining to us like the political importance of it. And I was
they did dip into like the origins of the parental advisory on the albums. They talked about Dee Snider when he actually went to federal court and protested on.
They didn't really talk about it. They just
they glanced over it. Yeah, they glanced over it real fast and they just went back to Sarah Silverman to that she would say something funny.
Which she didn't. No. So, and that's all I'm saying is like, if you're gonna cover the topic, you might as well as either do it right or don't do it at all. And they did this whole like middle ground, and I don't think the middle ground ever helps anything. And with Nicolas Cage going and then having it pull back like that, where it's like kind of this weird, like we're gonna politically educate you on the importance of the word, and then having like dumb comedians not do a good job, you know. There's this whole family tree of the F word, which I didn't think that any of that was funny.
It was definitely,
and that went on for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, there was definitely that build up with Nick Cage, and then it definitely fell flat on its face. Unfortunate, but you know what?
Here's what. Real quick, I'll make it real quick.
Go ahead.
You have Nicolas Cage, who is one of the most out of control actors there is, right? The most over the top, out of control actors, and then you had a bunch of PC comedians trying to do something, you know what I mean? Like you have Sarah Silverman on there who literally did blackface, like, and then she's not going to be funny and not going to be controversial. Like I just thought it was like it was lame. That's all I have to say. Nicolas Cage, great. The rest of it was lame.
I actually had a little hope in it when they had Jim Jeffries pop up because I do enjoy his comedy, but then he was gone for the rest of the episodes. He was on the first episode and then he wasn't on to the last.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice that because I don't know who that is.
I stopped paying attention.
He's the Australian guy. But hey, I think we'll wrap up with that because
that's all you get, jerk.
I got cut off. I'm gonna have to redo that one. But hey, we do want to change pace, and we want to say thank you to our sponsors because we are sponsored. And right now, we are sponsored by Patreon. Thank you very much. And because we're sponsored by Patreon, we do have. I just want to say we started Patreon last week, and we already had somebody jump on it right away. Noob-Noob, will you take it away?
This is the man I will not host ARC for unless he sends nudes. And it's Joshua Burnett, a.k.a.
Burnett.
Doc and Dr. Doc. Yeah, you're not getting my PS5 either,
it's
bitch.
Burnett.
Yeah.
Are you supposed to help him find a PS5?
I'll help you find one for nudes.
For nudes. Everything for nudes.
For nudes.
But I do want to shout out to Doc. We started Patreon last week. It's available at patreon.com/ourreviewswillkillyou. There are 3 tiers on there. Of course, the first tier you see right here, which is your name up on screen with us. Cool story, bro. We don't care. You're in the chat. Go to the Patreon. We'll talk about you more. Second tier gets to Noob-Noob shout out, which of course we did. And third tier, I will send you Noob-Noob's personal name and address.
Wait, what?
But definitely go to the Patreon. You can find it at ourreviewswillkillyou.com/links, patreon.com/ourreviewswillkillyou.
I don't consent to that.
And, of course, if you like what you heard here tonight, head on over to Instagram at ork_u. Check us out at facebook.com/ourreviewswillkillyou. If you're listening to us on any of our podcast avenues, that is Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon Play, or iTunes, you can also check us out and watch the videos. We had some cool videos tonight and some interesting stories. Check it out at youtube.com/ourreviewswillkillyou. And of course, you can find all of these links from our YouTube to our podcast, to our pages, to our Patreon, to contact us, to everything else by going to ourreviewswillkillyou.com/links.
Absolutely. And just make sure you give us a like and share. Our this latest Noob-Noob video is doing really well. So thank you for watching it and if you want us to do something, we do have a couple things upcoming. We're gonna have a video. We're gonna have a Got Milk Bro video, and we're gonna have a Doc Devil Chip challenge. We're gonna figure it out. Doc's got it set up for us, and we're gonna knock it down. And hopefully, you are entertained by the actual live torture of.
Yeah, you're not getting out of that, guys. The chips showed up. They're here. All we gotta do is just get them. We gotta set up our the studio and set up and decide what night we're doing this. So it's gonna happen.
We'll talk about it anyway. From all of us here at Our Reviews Will Kill You to all of y'all at home, we love y'all, and on to the next one.